Hi Pisces. It's very important right now that you don't fall into the heavier frequency. That means that you feel in your internal space that you are slowly but surely perhaps becoming your surrounding, becoming the person you're most with, whatever circumstance is in your life. There might be a subtle tendency to identify to what is around you as the empath that you are, the highly sensitive being that you are. And so, especially if things have been very overwhelming, there's been an acceleration of situations, things to do, responsibilities. This month of November has been very quick when it comes to so many things, shifts, things to integrate, deep wounding that has been seen. There's been no other choice than to see it. It's like we've been back down to a wall and there's no other way. Things that we didn't want to see before, we have to see because there's pain involved. And that pain is just calling us to look at it like a child. It just wants us to look at ourselves and see, okay, what is going on truly? What is the deep stuff that I need to recognize within myself and take accountability for? You have here, afraid of the attic. So what are we still afraid of? It is a process. Sometimes we have cleared some wounds, but there are layers to every wound, to every trauma. And there are, sometimes there is a root, but there are layers to it. There are surface points, and then deeper and deeper we get into the nitty-gritty of what it is. Sometimes we heal an aspect with a person and then it's triggered again by another person in a different way, because we have to go into the whole of who we are and the whole of that trauma, the whole of that experience. And it's so crucial and important as we're finishing the few, we have like less than a week in Scorpio here. We're getting into a new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd next week. And that is going to propel us to more optimism, more visionary thinking, maybe for some traveling, but also internal travel, spiritual expansion, understanding. And so whatever control we felt, the illusion of control we thought we had upon our life is taken away right now. There's no way out of it. We have to look. And so with all those eclipses, this is a time in the collective that is different. There's no other like this. This is, we have eclipses, but here there's something more happening, something much deeper. And we could all be feeling a humongous pressure. But again, this pressure is for us to be broken and hatched, right? The egg needs to be broken. And so you might be feeling like, you go through pain cycles and then boom, you're like in another timeline. You feel like the reality around you is different. The person you were with is different, but it's your perception also. And so we have to be careful here with our perspective. A perspective needs to be seen with compassion. The compassion means that you go beyond your own perspective. And because of all the exploration into your wounds, all this journeying you're doing right now into your shadows, once you get out of it because you've seen it and you resolve it, you let it resolve itself as well. You let yourself feel it all without judgment. Once you're able to do that, you are hatched into a higher level, higher frequency, not better, just higher. You will feel it. You will feel a lighter internal space. your heart, this heaviness of the heart we've been feeling, panic, anxiety, depression. There has been a lot going on. But once you are hatched, there is this plateau where you're able to see others in another perspective. You are non-judgmental because you have been through it, and you can see. You can see, Pisces. Number 4444 could be very significant. Some of you are seeing it a lot. You have here, rest deeply. So that's coming out a lot again. It's still, Mars in retrograde is asking us to get into our feminine energy. We've talked about that in the last reading, Pisces. And so this rest, you need to allow yourself. You can't feel guilty because you're resting. Oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, and feel this anxiety when truly you need to rest. We need to learn to listen to ourselves and not feel guilty of being ourselves, of being authentic. The other 44 here is your dreams are closer than you think. There might be tears here, comparison with others, all of that stuff. No. We all have our time. And we're good as we are. And we can't put, with all the pressure that is going on, you putting even more pressure upon yourself is really sabotaging yourself. It's not acceptance of who you are truly. And this integrity is coming through a lot. You have transparency here and integrity that came in another card. Transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, present. How can we be authentic, Pisces? Authentic means that you're not in your mind, because your mind will complicate everything. It will sabotage itself. It will just complicate. It will block the flow. And the flow is that you wake up and you just do. There's no second thought about it. Because when we say time out here, rest deeply, awareness, contemplation, solitude, time alone. Yes, it's taking that space for yourself, allowing yourself this space, but it's not to be overthinking. It's to break down all illusions, all patterns. We've talked about that. There is like a new timeline that we're getting into. There is I'm leaving the past so that I can rise in consciousness. And as I do so, as I cultivate my own inner garden, I'm cultivating the garden of others, of the whole world, of the cosmos. I am actually contributing to the raising of frequency of the collective. We are all connected. So this illusion of separateness, being separated, feeling lonely, feeling love will never happen for me, all of those patterns, the poverty consciousness, I will never be able to be abundant or just to that level, but not more. All the limitations we have put upon ourselves. Now we need to get into that Sagittarian energy, which we're getting into. Next month is going to be Sagittarius, where there is, I'm stepping up, I'm taking action, I'm in positive thought. And also I tap into no thought, which is where you tap into the potential, the infinite potential of the divine. You become the heart of the divine. And that came through very strongly where here, perhaps you're feeling a heart closing because of pain, because of perhaps, as we're all going through some transformation, perhaps your twin or your soulmate or your significant other is going through its changes as well. And so Sagittarius also has to do with independence, stepping into your own. And that is also moving the dynamics between any relationships, but especially when it's a significant other. And so if you're seeing someone, that particular person closing off or becoming, changing in that way, wanting to be more independent or just triggering you in, those aspects of abandonment, of codependency, you need to see that this is just throwing you back to yourself. And if this other person is closing their heart, if there's true love lasts, can stand the test of time. Those are all tests. We're all going deeper individually, and so also with our significant other. So it's very important that if somebody around you closes their heart and become heavy and is in their mind because they have more trouble perhaps meditating or contemplating or connecting to the true source of the divine, you can't become the chameleon of Pisces. You're so mutable. You can't become what is around you. You can't let that affect you. Okay, so as this person is closing off, you need to open even more your heart and become this heart of God. And so that means that it's not even personal. It has nothing to do with this person. You become the love. You are the love, and you're safe. You're safe in this. Because right now we could be feeling a lot of insecurity. There's just a lot of emotional insecurity in the air. And so when we say opening your heart even more when somebody closes off, it doesn't mean that you are going to be becoming a doormat or become people-pleasing, over giving, in the maternal sense. You become a true mother that is firm, but that is open. So that means that you give space, but you reside in the vibration of the heart. And it's impersonal, because when it's impersonal, it's infinite. If it is personal, it's limited to one person. It's a polarization. And when there's too much of that, especially if the other person closes off, then that makes the other person run away. Especially when, Pisces, you have so much heart. Your heart is so big and gives so much that some people, don't have that heart and get scared. And so also that could be showing you some wounding on your part. Are you overgiving? So it's time to retrieve here. We have protect your boundaries in this way. You have to release and let go the one who was overgiving. And here you become that star that cannot be caught. Look at all those hands that want to, catch this star. But nobody can catch you because you're in the heart of God. In the heart of God, Pisces. In the heart of God, there's just peace, true love, and light. And that can never be taken away from you. And so I'm sorry, but this is where, when you are in this complete heart openness, no one can close it. Your heart stays open because it's not directed to anyone or anything, not even to yourself, because you're not there. You're just this heart. Okay. So that's where they were talking about vulnerability. Open your heart, allow yourself to be tender and adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. So that's exactly it. Opening your heart, being tender. That's being tender with yourself as well, being patient right now. With all the confusion happening, things are going to be much clearer in January 2023. And already in December, right? But we're almost there, Pisces. It's never perfect. We're never perfect. And you can't judge yourself so much. Put yourself down. Compare yourself. You need to drift. Drift meaning letting go, being in the flow, and allowing this higher force, this infinite force that knows the plan. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Let it happen. Surrender. Surrender. You also have here water flight, heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. This is what we're talking about. From this heaviness of the emotional space, we are surrendering, allowing. becoming vulnerable, and just opening to the heart of God and to your truth. From your truth, you will start becoming more creative, more authentic. And what is your truth? It's when you get out of the way, when you let God tell you what to do, really. You allow things to happen. And that allows magic. Every single day, every single moment is different. There's no limits. That's living in creativity. It doesn't have to be that you have to create music, painting, art. It could be singing. But it's living creatively means that you're not living from the mind, from patterns, from mechanically, right? Robotically. Yeah, we need discipline, we need focus, concentration. But truly, the only focus and concentration and discipline should be in being in the heart of God and letting it go. Letting it all happen from the heart. And what happens then? The Virgin Mary, miracles. When you are in your purity, in your authenticity, not in the ego, when you're higher, that allows miracles to happen, to occur. And so when you get into your mind that is a labyrinth, you need to turn back from those complications. Come back to simplicity and start anew. Start anew. Fly like a butterfly. Let yourself transform, Pisces. Drop it, okay? And reach out, reach out. If you're not feeling okay, reach out for reading, reach out for guidance. Also, perhaps people need you as well, but you can't reach out if your cup is not filled. Okay? That's very important. So Pisces, speak your truth. Be your truth. Live your truth. And allow the moon cycles to go through what they have to go through. Surrender to the heart of God. I love you, Pisces. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.